Hello and welcome back to another Star Citizen video. It is Robert Space Industry for today. But more importantly, tomorrow is the best in show skin delivery. Stay tuned for more info. In fact, I'm going to upload a dedicated video, a PSA for those who want some free skins. Before we begin, like, subscribe, hit the notification button and help this channel grow. And let's check out Robert Space Industry, or rather RSI. In fact, this is one of those brands out there that is original to, of course, Chris Roberts, but more importantly, it actually has quite a good selection of ships. Not the best, but one of the best. So let's get on to it. Starting off with the Ara. I will butcher this name terribly. It's the Arastra. That's how it is, but Ara. Okay, the Ara ship. I will call it the Ara ship for one reason, which I'm going to show you later. Now, next, we're going to look at what ship do we have. We're going to start off with Apollo. So this is the Medivac, $275, and the Apollo Triage at $250. Now, the best part is you do not need to buy any of this ship with real money. All you need is a starter pack. What is better than a starter pack? A discounted starter pack. What is better than a discounted starter pack? You get to play it for free for a short period of time during the IAE 2953 event. If you like the game, I would say get the starter pack, or rather the discounted starter pack. And if you are a ship sucker like me, or internet spaceship connoisseur, and you want to fund the development for Star Citizen, I then will recommend pick one or two ships that you like. But then again, not mandatory. That is if you want to support on top of what you have pledged on your starter pack. That's about it. And then let's get back. So the Apollo Triage or the Medivac, doesn't matter which one you pick. Yes, there's a $25 difference. If you ask me what is the difference between the two, the Triage is the base. The Medivac has better armor, if I'm not mistaken. However, this is what I'm going to say. The Apollo Medivac is actually a good ship to pick up if you want to do pure dedicated first-person shooter. Because the Apollo Medivac has a T2 bait, and if I'm not mistaken, it has a T1 bait as well. Basically all the tiers. I might need to double check because this ship is still in concept, so a lot of things will change down the road. That's why I usually buy in concept ship as an upgrade rather than ship outright. And sometimes I'll just park it in my, melting zone, right? I melt it and then I'll buy some other flyable ships. And yeah, this is the best of the best medical ship out there that is a little bit more solo pilot friendly. A little bit. Because it doesn't have good armament, so therefore its only true purpose is first-person shooter. That's it. Technically, before the bait tier rework, the Cutlass Red was the best because you can respawn on the Cutlass Red and it's awesome. Plus it's cheap. Next up, we have the Ara. $575. Oh boy, this ship is expensive. It is a mining and refining ship. On their category, they want to put this in between the Mole and the RSI Orion. And I love the Orion. Okay, so the Arastar is technically a large mining ship. $575. Okay. I wish it was cheaper, like maybe $500. You know what? If they really want to push the $500 mark, 500 on the dot. I think that's okay price. In fact, I would love to see it around like 400 to 450 personally as a in concept ship. Full price 575, okay, if it's flight ready, but it's not flight ready, so a bit painful. We're going to check the Warborn price later. Next up, we have the Aurora series. The Aurora is a starter ship. So we have the CL, which is the freighter version, the ES, which is the Pathfinder version, or actually the cheapest of the cheap ship. That's how it is. The LN basically a fighter variant, and last but not, oh no, that's two more. LX for luxury. It says Pathfinder, but it is a luxury ship per se. And the MR, which is technically this is the base Aurora version. And I would say, yeah, this is usually in the starter pack, so don't need to buy. Don't need to buy. Next up, we have the Constellation series. This is one of the ships out there other than the Starfarer that says, you know what, I would love big ships. And the Constellation Andromeda used to conquer the best medium gunship, or rather the medium ship range. It has great weaponry, but truth to be told, the Corsair takes the crown for the best medium multi-crew ship out there. Hands down. It has a lot of DPS for the pilot. The Constellation Andromeda is still good. If you want more missiles than guns, the Andromeda is great. If you want a secondary ship or a parasite ship, which is the P-52 Merlin, the Andromeda is the ship to pick. In fact, this is the closest thing to I would say a two-pilot ship. You get the main pilot with pilot-controlled weapons, and you get a parasite ship that can dock. Yeah, it is not bad. Next up, we have the Aquila. The Aquila is an exploration variant. I would say usually it's a skip. $315. It is pricey, okay, compared to $240. Yes, this one has better scanning suite per se, right? It swaps out one top turret for a dedicated scanner. Now, again, before I can pass true judgment to this ship, we need to check out the exploration gameplay. That is the most important thing before I can say whether you should or should not really pick up with, I won't say real money, but usually for people who want to spend money, that's that. But if you are spending in-game currency, yeah, go crazy, buy whatever ship you like. Next up is the Constellation Phoenix. This is a luxury touring ship. Again, the luxury part is not in the game. I don't know how it's going to play out. It is a touring ship, and in general, I would say this. Most of the touring ship is just passenger, right? Getting from point A to point B. Yeah, it's boring. Boring for me. If you want to do that, might as well just get the Genesis Starliner. Can carry more people. And if you want you want the best of the best luxury ship, then Origin. Yeah, no matter how you see it, the Constellation Phoenix is an odd duck right now in the whole entire luxury fleet. That's where the Origin comes in, right? If you're pure luxury, Origin jump works. At $350, yep, easy. Like get the 400i, 600i, easy, right? If you can afford to get the 890 jump, yeah, by all means, that's even a better ship. Next up, we have the Constellation Taurus. It has a special upgrade offer. This is technically the better freighter compared to Freelancer Max. Now, it says medium freight here, so don't get me wrong and don't read it wrong. Before they reshuffle the size of the ship, this used to be a large ship. In fact, it is still a large ship, whereas the Freelancer Max is a medium ship. Sure, it says medium freight, right? So don't get it wrong, it's a large ship. At $200, this ship has went up in price by $10. It is actually not bad. In fact, if you want a cheaper Constellation series, a cheaper barrier entry, the Constellation Taurus is the best pick. It loses out a Snub Fighter, but it gains more cargo space. And that is great. In my opinion, that is great. Next up, we have the RSI Galaxy. Now, this ship, it's on a weird scale for me, to be honest. Before we start on the Galaxy, it is a modular ship. First and foremost, it is a modular ship. And we want to look at the modules. At $380, that's the base version. And what do we get? We get cargo module. How many SCU? They didn't specify. Oh, no, they did. 512 SCU, which is nice. It has medical bay. So that means this ship is part of the lineup that I would love to have it. Mobile medical center, customized need, practice mission hand. Okay, so they didn't say what is the tier at the moment, so I'm going to leave it there. if I'm not mistaken, by looking at the layout, we have tier 1, 2, and 3. 3 is just healing, 2 is respawn, and 1 is top of the line. See, that's the weird part, right? What bed is considered a respawn? As long as respawn, I don't care about the other facilities, in my opinion. So in this case, the Galaxy is one of the best ships that I would recommend because of its medical bay module. Next up, we have the refinery module. So this refines ore that you mine. So it's good for fleet support, mining fleet support. Okay, oh yeah. And last but not least, it has one more module. The Galaxy can build a base. That is something to put into note. If you cannot afford a Pioneer, the Galaxy is actually a good ship. Sure, you will not build the best of the best, but yeah, I would say great ship to pick up. Next up, we have the Lynx. This is a vehicle, and vehicle is an easy skip. The Mantis. Now the Mantis is in a weird position again because of some other ships available in the game. $150. Yes, it is a cheaper entry, both in-game and price, right? But if you're gonna spend money, the Mantis is actually lousy. Yeah, this ship is only good for one thing and one thing only: group play, interdiction ship. If you want PvP, if you want to trap other people, I'm not so sure about PvP and PvE. PvP, you can trap people, so you can turn on its quantum dampener, so you can, what do you call this? You will trap people who wants to quantum jump. So in and out. That's the fun bit. It's in and out. Yeah, but as a standalone ship, yes, it's not that great. Next up, we have the RSI Orion, $650. See, the difference between the Orion and the Arastra, not much of a difference in terms of price. Like if you're going to spend like 500-600 already, you might as well just get the best of the best. That's why I can easily recommend the Orion if you want to get the Arastra, because of the price tag. That's why I'm saying it's on a weird scale. If you say 450 to 400, okay, that's a big chunk. A huge difference in between. $500, still around that area. The Orion will go up in price. In fact, it went up in price $75, which is crazy. The Orion used to be the price tag of the Arastra, and that's the reason why I can easily recommend the Orion. In fact, I will own an Orion at the end of the day, because I would love more. I like less PvP action, but at the same time, I like huge ship. Okay. The Orion is awesome. Next up, we have the Perseus, $675. This is a combat frigate. And this ship, I am actually very curious because it, judging by the artwork, it looks like it cuts the ship into two, but don't get me wrong, I don't think they're gonna do a ramming style ship. Okay, but maybe we do not know, because the Hammerhead actually fits the description of ramming ship. But if the Perseus can, you know what? Color me wrong. But what's better than that? It has twin size 7 turrets. Not one, two twin size 7 turrets. If you like what the Ion can dish out in DPS, the Perseus can dish it out 4 times stronger. Or rather 4 times more, which is crazy. Definitely a capital ship killer. And a straight line ship killer. Okay, if you're gonna fly in a straight line towards the Perseus, yeah, dodge the. You have to dodge this, which is crazy. That's what I like. That's what I like about Perseus. Right now, Perseus is on a weird. It's not the #1 ship that I would love to have, but it's up there. Like I said, it's up there. It's one of the ships that I would love to own. But what's better than the Perseus is the Polaris, $750. Yes, this ship is a little bit too expensive, but it's cheaper than the 890 jump. But it's in concept, so I cannot fly it. What's nice about the Polaris, right? So it grew. If you want to know the history of my ship list, all right, check out another video which I'm going to post today, along with a few PSAs out there. I will explain what ship makes me buy a large ship. Some of you guys, if you have tuned in the previous videos, you will know. And the Polaris is awesome. Size 10 torpedoes. If I'm not wrong, it's size 10. If not, it's a size 9. It is a killer torpedo. I think it's a size 9. Or is it size 10? It is the same torpedo size as the Retaliator and the Redeemer. No, not Redeemer. The Eclipse. And this guy can carry 24 payloads. Plus, it has a hangar bay that can fit a Saber. So it's a Odyssey competitor already. This is technically the Pew Pew version of the Odyssey. If I were to put it, this is the Pew Pew version. Plus, it looks much sleeker than the Odyssey. Sure, the Odyssey is still great, but I love the Polaris, right? The Polaris is my go-to mobile-based military and guerrilla warfare. If I were to pick any of the ships in the game at the moment, the Polaris actually, it's either number 1 or number 2. That's how much I love the Polaris. Plus, I'm a fanboy. And that's for the Polaris, $150. Yes, it's a expensive ship, nonetheless. Next up, we have the Scorpius, $240. This ship rivals with the Enlist Hurricane. It is a little bit more expensive. The weapon system, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same exact DPS in terms of paper number compared to the Enlist Hurricane. The only difference is the Scorpius, instead of having 2 front weapons, it splits up into 4. So if you, at the end of the day, technically, you get more sustained damage versus burst, whereas the Hurricane is a burst damager or burst DPS. $240, it's a little bit more expensive, and it has a turret, a remote turret that can shoot front and then can shoot back. So the Scorpius has one small little perk extra. In terms of a sustained fighter, the Scorpius is actually not bad. But you need a co-pilot. You definitely need a co-pilot. Solo pilot, this ship is useless. Next up, we have the Scorpius Antares. Now, this ship is on a weird scale, but it is a much better pick compared to the Mantis. Because the Scorpius, yes, $230, a lot of money, but if you compare to the Mantis lacks of armaments, whereas the Scorpius has enough pew for simple PvE bounty hunting or PvP. If you bring a co-pilot, that's where you maximize its damage. The co-pilot can use its quantum dampener on the ship, and that is crazily good. So if you just want to do simple bounty hunting mission, Scorpius can fill in the role. If you want to maximize your damage in PvP, yeah, it's doable. This ship is actually not bad. But again, you need 2 people. So that's the problem. That is the only problem. Next up, we have the Ursa, which is $50 ground vehicles, easy skip. Next up, we have the Zeus. Now the Zeus at $150, it's actually, I would say, might be better than the C1 Spirit. We're gonna look at a few things. I forgot about some of the stats. Best in class SCU, built-in tractor beam. Okay, cool. Starship essential. Okay, we don't care about that. Actually, I want to know about this. I need to double check about the tractor beam. If exactly like what is in concept. The problem is in concept. Ugh, painful. If it's flight ready, this ship is my daily driver. I would say. It is my daily driver. It went from Cutlass Black to C1 Spirit because C1 Spirit has tractor beam, and it's very useful if you're doing cargo stuff. And in this case, the Zeus Mark II CL is a cargo hauler, and I think it's perfect. Perfect daily driver. And on top of that, it's kind of a multi-crew, so that's nice. Very nice. The Mark II ES, it is an exploration expedition variant, $150. And then we have the Zeus Mark II MR or Mark. According to how CIG pronounce, it's called Mark. $190. This is basically a little bit better in terms of pew. It have EMP and QED. EMP and QED, all right? The Mantis has QED. What about the Antares? I forgot to check about the Antares. The Antares has EMP and QED, if I'm not mistaken. EMP and QED, there we go. Haha. Awesome. If you want to step up from Scorpius and Terrace, I would say technically not really a step up. Okay. Oh, in concept. Okay, in concept. I would say if you want to step up from the Antares, get the Zeus Mark II MR. Alright, straight up. The Scorpius is better in terms of maneuverability and its nimbleness, but the Zeus MR is better overall. Yeah, it's just better overall. I thought I got something to follow up, but it can carry cargo and whatnot. So, and the Zeus MR has a bait. The bait is very, very important for big ships, and I value bait over dedicated fighter, to be honest. So that's that. The Zeus MR. Would I pick one? Actually, like I said, the CL would be my daily driver. I just need to know one or two things like when it's full release. I can only judge this when it's full release. That's all. Next. Oh, and that's it. And that's it. So Constellation Taurus, that's there. Yeah, of course you got full pack. And that's all I have for you for today. But more importantly, if you've reached to this end of the video, there is one very, very important announcement or PSA. It is right here. Tomorrow, it would be the Best in Show. And if you have followed Star Citizen's International Aerospace Expo, Best in Show is where they were crowned. I'm not say crowned, sorry. It's not crowned. It's where they will send a special skin package. If it's not skin, oh no, definitely a skin package plus a little bit of stuff for the Ship Showdown 2953 top 4 ships. And the winner gets something extra. I already have the Corsair in my hangar. I already have the Vulture in my hangar. I can't afford this to put in my hangar, which is very, very sad. Very sad. Yeah, the main reason why you want to have this 2 ship in your hangar before November 26th or before tomorrow is you will get a separate skin, I would say skin item or skin package in your hangar. And if you were to melt the Corsair, you can and will keep the skin until, well, whenever they want to change it. Because previously, the first time they do it, it's a hull specific, so you have to apply to a ship. And because of the new skin technology for Star Citizen, so you don't need anymore. You just need to own the ship first and let them airdrop you a skin, and then you can keep the skin. I have a lot. I have a few skins that I will show you guys in the next video. That's the most important announcement for tomorrow. And that's that. And that's it. That's all I have for you for today. Thank you for tuning in. Until then, I will see you guys in the next video. Today, not most likely. Today, we'll probably have 2 to 3 2 videos minimum, because I need to do a dedicated PSA video for you guys, right? And describe how it works and to show you some examples. Until then, my friends, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and help this channel grow. And last but not least, the Arastra. The Arastra. Yeah, no, we will go through the whole entire new ship in a different video. That's for sure. That's for sure. 5. Look at that. Not bad, not bad. Price tag is just crazy. A bit sad. See ya, my friends.